What's happening, Shredder Nation? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode number 53 of Shred Your Body. I'm your host, Jesse James Jamnik. I'm super excited tonight. I'm super excited every freaking week. I always have a lot of energy. I'm always excited. Brain's a little bit scattered right now, obviously. We have a 1-month-old who turned 1 month yesterday. But overall, things are great. And I really attribute that to obviously keeping health in check. I mean, when everything else in life goes crazy, if we have our health, which is what we preach here in ERShred land, health is the foundation of which we build everything else upon. It is the most primal thing, health, movement. It translates to everything else in life. So first off, as you come in, welcome Melanie, Bonnie, Kathy, John. What's up, brother? As you guys come in, drop into the comments, say hello. Here's my mission. I'm going to outline tonight, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we got a couple new things that we want to introduce to you guys. These are things. What's up, Sean? We're really excited. Sean and I are really excited about this. We've been kind of going back and forth on this, and it's something that we actually kind of do, but we don't really think about it. We kind of put a different mindset to it, and I'm hoping that we can change that a little bit and explain to you why. What's up, Nidra? Heather, why are you not in bed yet? Ruby, what's up, Ruby? Rocio, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see all you guys. So we're going to introduce a couple things. One thing is absolutely hands down mandatory that we are including into the ERShred protocol, like as of yesterday. There's a brand new thing that. Did you say that? Siri doesn't like me. There's a brand new thing. What's up, Lisa? Oh my God, I love seeing all you. Warren, what's up, buddy? And there's another thing that we want to start, and it's another part of the movement. So the whole goal is, the ERShred is this ever evolving. I look at it like it's this live beast. It's always going. We're going to keep adding layers, and when I say layers, that doesn't mean we're adding products. That doesn't mean that we're changing the protocol. That why in the hell would you change something that isn't broke? Why would you change something that over the last year has drastically altered the lives of thousands and thousands of people? There is absolutely no need to change the actual protocol of the 11 days, but we do need to tweak something to add that in there, because Sean and I believe from our soul that it will absolutely accelerate everything about the ERShred. So we're going to throw that in there. We're going to add a new thing, and then I'm going to go over what do we do after we're done with our 11 days. So we have a brand new shred going. We have a shredder group going on right now. They are in their second phase of nutritional cellular cleansing. I think I'm following the days right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to go what to do after the 11 days. We're also going to answer the question that I get a lot of, hey, Jesse, like, can I ever add carbs back in? Can I add supplements back in? Can I add this, that, and the other thing back in? I probably get asked if I got $1 for every time I got asked that question, my children would have their entire college fund set up right now. So we're going to go over that. And one of my favorites is we're going to, thank you, Melanie, cleanse day tomorrow, day number 1, but people are starting tonight. The clock ticks now when you take that last bite. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to go over the major difference of what is the difference between the ERShred and traditional dieting. So we'll touch on that. And then at the very end, if you guys have any questions, try to hold them. Don't post them in now because I might miss them. But I want to leave the last 10 to 15 minutes or so. Any question, nothing's off the table. Whatever it is you got, you fire it. I'll post it on the board. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And then we'll go from there. So pardon me, I literally just ran through the door, grabbed the bar, shoved it in my mouth. And here I am talking to you guys. So let's get into this, because this is something I am so freaking excited about. Last week, my Shred ambassador partner in crime, Mr. Bob Seavright, he announced the heart, no, I'm sorry, not the heart, but the spirit of the ERShred, Mr. Lenny Evans. So for those of you guys that don't know Lenny, Lenny is a dear friend of ours. He's a brother, another brother from another mother. Lenny is just one of the most absolutely amazing, fascinating human beings on the face of this planet. If you spend 5 minutes talking to this man, he will let you leave that conversation feeling like you literally just talked to God. I mean, obviously they're not the same, so don't take that crazy, but that's the feeling that you get when you talk to an individual that radiates that kind of energy, that has that aura coming from the heart. It's funny, guys, like, there's actually been science that shows, proven statistically, that you release this energy field around you. Think about, you're in a room, somebody comes into that room and you're just like, holy shit, that presence, right? That's the presence of Lenny Evans. So one of the things that I brought up to Sean, our ERShred community is all about helping people become their own hero, and then offering those people a chance to become superheroes. And what that means when you transition from hero to superhero simply means that you are going to turn around, and once you got to where you want to get to, you will do what I believe any good human, especially a good leader, is going to do. And they're going to turn around, they're going to reach back down, and they're going to grab the people that are below them, and they're going to pull them up at the top. You see, in ERShred land, we don't live in a scarcity mindset. We believe that there is so much room at the top for everybody. And the more people that get to the top, the better. The more people that get to the top, if you think of the analogy, when the tides come in, all boats rise, right? And that's the whole thing of what we want to put out into the world. Yes, the ERShred is a health protocol. Yes, the ERShred will drastically change the mindset of how you view food. It will absolutely get you to realize very, very quickly that food is hands down the most powerful legal drug on the face of this damn planet. And anybody that's done an 11-day ERShred can testify to that. It will drastically change you. But the goal is that we want more people at the top. This is not, this was never about the Sean and Crystal show, or the Jesse and Bob show, or the Susan and Heather and Adam and Colin show. That's not what this is about. This is literally about us just guiding people. And now what you've noticed is we have this massive army, this free army of willing people. This is the coolest part. It's a volunteer army of people who are out there spreading the ripple effect. They're passing the good word. They've come alive themselves. And what does that mean? That's different for every single person. I don't know what come alive means for you, but for me, I was like, holy shit, like I thought I knew all these supplements. I thought I knew what was going on. And even I had the realization after 20 years of chipping away at this and being in this industry, there's always those next levels. So whatever that means for you, we want those people to come up and come alive. Like, that's what it is about us. It's all about the new people. Be honest with you, I get more excited about those new people. Sean, it's about all of us, especially the newest heroes and superheroes. That's from our co-founder. Boom, it's right there on the screen, right? This is what him and I talk about all the time. So the first new thing that I want to bring to the ERShred is something that we're going to make a really, really big deal about, and we're going to talk about it every single Tuesday. Now, in all fairness, I truly believe that this should be done every single day. It should be done because you're a good freaking human. And that's my goal. Like, my goal is I want to wake up tomorrow and say, okay, what can I do to become a better human than I was the day before? And that's literally what it all comes down to, right? That's what it all comes down to. So the very first thing that we're going to do in honor of Lenny Evans, we are going to create something on Tuesdays called Grat Tuesday. Tuesday. Now, and first, I was thinking about Thankful Thursday, something to give back, because I believe that that's what our ERShred community is all about. When I look into the ERShred community and I open up my Facebook every day and I see people commenting and I see the people that are reaching down and helping others, and we're giving back, and out of nowhere, like, I purposely didn't put a baby registry up. I purposely didn't put anything out there because I don't know. Let's just not be like, I didn't want to do that. And out of nowhere, these heroes to me made me feel so special without anybody prompting, without anybody asking, without anybody doing anything. Like, that is Gratitude Tuesday. That is the essence of Gratitude. Lenny Evans, there he is. Lenny, I wish I could get you on this freaking thing. I'm going to post. Shit, I don't even know how to do that. But anyways, so in honor of Lenny Evans, which we actually stole, I think, from a story of his, and I've wanted to launch this for like the last month, but great. Oh yeah, brand new baby. Brand new baby decided to come, and that's kind of taken everything. But Tuesday is in honor of the spirit of ERShred, Mr. Lenny Evans. And I want to share with you a couple ways that we can celebrate Gratitude Tuesday. So I'm going to give you one example, and this one's based around money, and I want to share this with you for a certain reason. So myself and Crystal, my wife, we never really go out to eat. We're not big people to go out to dinner. Our idea of the amazing date is a coffee date. We're morning people. We're up at like 4 a.m. long before the baby was even here. We're always up early. We're celebrating the day. We're waking up with Mother Nature. It's a grounding effect. It makes me feel good. Like, I need to wake up when nature wakes up, and I need to go to bed when nature goes to bed. There is such power in that if you allow that to come into your life, it will be absolutely so rewarding for you. And it takes time. It takes practice. It's not something that you're like, oh, hey, I woke up tomorrow morning and I don't know. I don't feel like I'm connected to the tree outside. We got to do a little bit more digger. We got to do a little more digger. We got to do a little bit more deeper digging to really understand that. But in honor of Gratitude Tuesday, here's what I do, okay? Every single time that I go out to breakfast, yes, Sean, remember I talked to you about this? Every single time that I go out to breakfast, which is one of my favorite things to do, I'd rather go out for breakfast than dinner. I know Crystal and I do not drink alcohol. We do not order extra stuff. We're not going to sit there and order a ton of appetizers. Like, I'm literally going there just to get some time together. It's not even for the fact of going out, because I really don't like going out to eat that much. I never really feel the best and whatever, but every single time that I do, as long as the person has a great attitude, as long as the person comes up and they're nice, notice I'm not even talking about their stupid service or whatever. I want to know the soul of that person. I want to feel their energy radiate. I want them to come up, and even if they're having the most shitty day in the world, I want them to act like I think that I would act, and that is caring towards other people. You are in the service industry. I understand it's a job. Now, I also understand that over the last couple years, certain industries have taken an absolute beating when it comes to work and bills and being able to do anything. So when I go out to breakfast, we live in Charlotte, North Carolina. We go up to Lake Norman, and we have this great breakfast place. It's right on the water. I see all these boats coming in and these fancy schmancies, and they're walking up to the dock. And, one thing that I can't stand is, no matter who you are or where you came from or how much money you have, don't you dare be disrespectful to somebody else and think that you're at a higher level of life than somebody because you apparently have more, if that's how you define having more. First of all, shame on you. I just needed to put that out there. But anyways, to get to my point, if that person comes and I feel their aura, I feel their energy, they're nice to my wife, they're doing amazing things, I, without a second guess in my mind, when my bill comes, number one, I don't even look at the damn thing. I just hand them the credit card. Yes, I'm very fortunate. I'm not taking this for granted. So please understand this in the right context, okay? But I leave 100% of a tip. So I went out to breakfast literally a week and a half ago. I went to this place that I'm telling you about. The guy was absolutely hands down amazing. Didn't even realize we had the baby underneath the table because he was sleeping. And it was just so cool. Like the guy went out of his way. Like he made sure that things were good. Now, mind you, he's got all these other tables. He's going crazy. They're understaffed. But yet this man stood out to me. He stood out to me because he didn't have to be happy. It was just what he was supposed to do to make some money. Maybe he's feeding a family. Maybe he's struggling. Maybe he couldn't have paid his bills and nobody knows. Nobody knows what that guy is going through. But I feel that one of the ways of not being able to connect with him is I match whatever my bill is with his tip as long as he's there. So my bill was $55.10. He got a tip for $55.10. Whoa. I started to do this literally a few months ago. And again, I'm very, very grateful that I'm able to be in that position. And I'm going to explain to you a lot of other ways that you can participate in Gratitude Tuesday. I'm giving you one example. So this is what I do, okay? And I've done this at multiple places. And I don't stick around to wait for their reaction. I don't stick around to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, do you think that they get treated like that? Do you think that there's many people out there that do that? I know there's some, but the majority of people don't. We're like, should I give 10% or 12% or 15%? I'm like, how about 100%, right? Because the money that I would have spent, I realize in my mind that some people, when I look around that restaurant, they're drinking mimosas, they're drinking beers, they're drinking all this other crap at brunch. And I'm like, that's $7, that's $12, that's $13, there's another $7. Like, you're going to spend more money on your alcohol that is probably going to make you feel like shit and you're going to piss out. And I'm going to hopefully have the opportunity to impact somebody's life. I'm going to have the opportunity to impact somebody's life. So I don't hang around. I literally write it in, I put it down, and I make sure that I do not write that check and sign that check until we are ready to leave the restaurant. You see, for me, Gratitude Tuesday is not about getting celebrated. It's not about like having the person come up and go, oh my God, you're the greatest thing. Thank you so much. This changed me. I hope it did, but I'll never know because I don't want to know. That's not the purpose of why I did it. And that's what I want you to embrace. When you understand my good friend, Lenny Evans, you will understand where this is coming from. Lenny Evans gives and gives and gives and gives and gives. And this is a man that has gone through his own struggle. This is a man who's gone through his own pain. This is a man who continuously, every day, is fighting the good fight. And once he figures something out, what does he do? What does he do? He gives you a phone call. He goes on a live and he gives all that value and all that information for free. And if you're not tapping in and you don't circle yourself with more people like Lenny Evans, I don't know. That's like the easiest way to up level your life. So that's one example. What's another example of Gratitude Tuesday? How about you see a homeless person on the side of the street, and instead of doing what the average person does and goes, oh, that guy's homeless, he should just be lazy, he needs to work, he needs to go find a job, she needs to ABC. First of all, check yourself. Second of all, I've worked for homeless shelters and an organization, a nonprofit organization that actually hosts a race in Charlotte. It's called Strip It to Give It. And what the concept is you literally wear extra layers when you start the race and you strip your clothes off. By the end of the race, you literally want to be wearing as little as possible. Don't tell me that. No. I'll keep my underwear on, don't worry. But you want to be wearing as little as possible. And I have never seen it. Brand new shoes, running shoes, clothes, jackets. I mean, have you ever seen, and you don't tell me you haven't prejudged. Have you ever gone up to a corner, you see a homeless person holding a sign and they're wearing, a brand new pair of sneakers, or they're wearing some brand new clothes, and you're like, is this a scam? Well, let me tell you something. There's amazing organizations out there that actually realize that homeless people are freaking human beings just like you and I. So why don't you roll down your window and say, even if you don't have $1 or something to eat, and you say, hey man, how are you today? I do this every single time. Almost every time that I possibly can. Not with, sometimes it's weird, it's sketchy, use your best judgment, but every time I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Hey, listen, I don't have anything for you today, but I just wanted to tell you, I'm thinking of you, I'm praying for you, and I really hope the best for you. The look on their face is something that is just so hard to describe. When they come to get free clothes, yeah. I remember when I struggled so long ago and I didn't know which way was up or down, and I didn't have the things I have today, and life fell apart, and there was people in my life that were there to pick me up. And who am I, first of all, to judge anybody else? And second of all, why, like, what energy would it take for me, okay, who's driving in my freaking big ass Chevy Silverado, and I got a home to come home to, and I got a loving wife and a new baby, and I got a roof over my head? Like, who am I to judge and to not give back? Like a simple, like, hey, like, connect with them and say, hey, I'm thinking of you, and I truly hope the best. God bless. Or whatever it is that you want to say to them. And the look on their face of just disbelief, because so many people just write them off. Crystal, my wife, came home from a trip to Colorado one time. She's an Under Armour athlete, and they went out there, and she had a trip, and she said, oh my God, I met this homeless guy, and he had a pit bull that looked just like Summit, and he was the nicest guy and the nicest pit bull ever. And somehow we got to talking, and he was like, I literally went through this horrible thing in life. ABC went wrong, wasn't lazy, didn't have anything wrong. And all of a sudden he found himself homeless. What if that's ever you? What if you ever get into that situation? You see, what I want to see ERShredders do is I want to see ERShredders live with this energy and this aura that just explodes from them. And I can appreciate if you're at the beginning of your journey and you're just not quite there yet. That's perfectly okay. You come for you first. There's nothing greedy about you taking care of you first. I will tell you that all the time, because you cannot serve from a cup that's freaking half full. You have to be at 100% before you can give your best to other people. I truly believe that in my soul. But that's another example. You can help, if you have elderly people that live in your neighborhood, and that their family doesn't come to see them. That if you're elderly, you're probably struggling with food. You're probably struggling to do something around the house. What is it going to hurt you to stop by and knock on the door and say, hey, I'm Jesse, your neighbor. I just wanted to come and say hi. I know we've never met, or maybe you have met. And you do this. And if you do, I want to be your friend, because you're showing a deeper level of human. You're going back to the ancestral way. You see, remember, the ERShred is the ancestral way with the 21st century mixed so beautifully in. It's this perfect concoction. And if you can start living life like this, if you can start putting other people in front, once you've taken care of you and you know that you're okay. You see, I know that I'm okay. I know that I have resources. I know that I can get to things that other people can't. But the best gift that you could ever give to somebody is your time. Your time is the most precious thing. It is the highest. It is the thing that is ranked the highest on my level of value, because the time that you invest and give, you can never get back. 3 seconds ago, I will never get back in my life. So what are you doing with that time? Are you giving that time to people? I guarantee you that if you can find even the littlest way to put this into your life, it will up level your human being nature of who you are. It will fill you with so much gratitude. And let me tell you something, it is impossible to be a negative son of a bitch if you are living in gratitude. If you are truly grateful for every day when you get to wake up and breathe, because people aren't going to do that tomorrow. And you can use your fingers and you can use your arms and you can use your legs and the things that so many of us just take for granted every day. And some people can't. But if you can just understand that other people are going through things, and even if it's your worst day ever and it feels like just shit is hitting you from every direction. You've been there? I've been there. I have them all the time. You are still in a better place than millions and millions and millions of people around the world. You're damn straight, Sean. ER shredders can literally change the world. We are not going to literally change the world. I believe we will change the world. I said it from the beginning. I'm going to continue to preach it now. I have even more confidence to know that we will change the world as a collective whole. You see, that's the beautiful thing. That is the beautiful thing, that together as a whole, as a community of one, you see this beautiful concept that Sean created. He said, why in the hell would we all have our own fires? Why would you start your own fire when you can come and throw your logs on this fire and it can burn brighter? Everybody can benefit. Everybody can benefit. Everybody wins. Nobody's a loser. I mean, come on. Like, come on. Is that not the greatest thing in the entire freaking world? So, Mr. Lenny Evans, in honor of you, we are launching Grat Tuesday. And every single Tuesday, we're going to post something up. And in that post, I am hoping to see literally the most comments that I have ever seen on post in our group whatsoever. And I want to see all the good things that you're doing. And again, it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be giving something. It can be anything. It can be a thought. It can be a message you send to somebody. It can be a handwritten letter. Does that shit even exist anymore? I wish I could show you. I have thank you cards in my thing. Like, the best gift is a handwritten letter that somebody gets in the mail. It doesn't exist anymore. Do things that others aren't willing to do and watch how your life will just exceed any expectation that you might have had for it. I'm sorry, it was freezing outside when I came home. Strip it till you give it, right? Strip it till you give it. Plus, I got to sport my ERShred gear. I wear this shit everywhere. If you guys don't have these, by the way, you need to get some of these. If you, like, everywhere that I go, I'm wearing this stuff, and people, it's just easy. Like, people like, what is ERShred? I'm like, here you go, www.ershredders.com. Come check it out. Yep, by the way, it's free. It's free. You know, one of the most beautiful things I love about this is I can easily run a health coaching business. I can easily charge people $3,000-$4,000 for a 4-month session. I know I'll drastically change their life, so I don't feel guilty about doing that. And I've run that business before. One of the most beautiful things I love about this is me, Susan, Bob, Sean, like, everybody just gives all their knowledge for free. We're like, if I charge you and you pay me, I can change your life. If I teach you and you feel amazing and you pass that on to another person who passes it on to another person who passes it on to another person who passes it on to 10 more people, and maybe they got a big network and they pass it on to 20 more people, now what's more powerful? Jesse as the health coach, or Jesse empowering somebody else to believe in themselves so we can then go out and change the world? My friends, that's why I got into it in the first place. But I got a little lost along the way. I chased the carrot, right? I chased the money. I chased the thing that society told me that I should do. You should. They even taught me in school, this is how much you should charge. This is how much they should be apart. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Crystal, for showing me that that's not the way that life's supposed to be. That's not the way that life's supposed to be. It's just not. It's just not. I feel so much better now than I ever have in my entire life. And I hope you do too. So that's that. I hope you guys can get behind that. I haven't been able to see the comments, but they're going crazy over there. Post some different ideas in the comments. Let me know when you think of Gratitude Tuesday, what are some things that you can do? Can you cook a meal for somebody? Can you bring somebody something? Just show up, guys. Just show up for other people. That's what this is all about. This is what this community is all about. Okay, number 2, what is the addition? You know, my good friend Rocio, she said, wait a minute, this must be a trick. This must be a trick. How can you make the ERShred better? Well, my friend, I agree with you. How can you make the ERShred better? Adaptogens. That's not how we're going to make it better. How we're going to make the ERShred better is this. It is a absolutely hands down requirement. It is a primal instinct, which is why it's a requirement that we are adding to the ERShred protocol. Not another supplement. Never going to do that. Not another food. Not going to do that. We are going to add in required daily movement. Required daily movement. I am requiring at least 10 minutes a day of some sort of movement. Now, first of all, you might have a couple thoughts. Who the hell is this guy to sit here and require 10 minutes of my time? Number 2, you might be going, what the hell? We just spent the entire year proving that you necessarily don't have to do exercise in order to get healthy. Notice how I didn't use the word exercise. No, I used the word movement. You see, back in the day, before the world went to shit, before scientists thought that they were smarter than nature, before companies came in and profits were first and concoctions came, like long before all of that, our primal ancestors moved every day. You see, they couldn't go get in their car and drive to the supermarket to pick up some garbage to shove their face with. They had to wake up every day and survive. It was survival of the fittest. And you might be thinking, like, what the hell? Like, how is this going to change anything? It is going to alter everything for you. You see, we talk about being connected with nature, and so many people are just checked out. They are freaking checked out of life right now. And if that's you and you're feeling hurt, I'm sorry, not. You're feeling hurt because you're feeling your own guilt. That's why, and I'm calling you out on it. I'm not saying that if we don't move, we're lazy, but there's a whole different thing behind this. You see, every single day, even when I can't necessarily exercise, you see, we get these things put into our brain. What I hope that you have learned over the last year is that there's nobody that can tell you what food to put in your body that's going to work for you. This is why every diet sucks. This is why every, fit influencer that I see that's like, buy my program. And I'm like, how the hell do you know how this is going to work for every person? Well, I got some result. Okay, great. But what's the distance? What's the age brackets? What's the span of that? You know what I mean? Like, how are you doing this, Fit Bunny on Instagram? How are you going to change every single person without knowing their health history, their background, the way that they grew up, where they grew up, their ethnicity, their culture, what food served them, what food doesn't serve them, what exercise serves them, what exercise doesn't serve them? How do you know about injuries? How do you know about anything to that nature that any good coach would find out first before you go and just do this thing. So I'm not requiring that you exercise, because literally when you exercise, meaning that what do most people think of about exercise? Most people, when I say that word, they say, oh, I need to go to the gym. Oh, I need to lift weights. Oh, I need to go run on the cardio machine. Oh, I need to go on the treadmill. I need to go on the elliptical. I need to go on the bike. I need to go on the whatever the hell is the stair stepper, the thingy, whatever the heck the thingy is out there. Believe it or not, hardcore physical exercise actually is doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. Hardcore exercise is actually breaking down the body. You are breaking and creating micro tears in the ligaments and tendons. So the whole goal, like when people say, well, bro, I want to gain muscle. And I'm like, do you have what it takes to gain muscle? Do you have the discipline that it takes to gain muscle? Because you have to not only work out like a freak, but you got to be in check with your diet. You got to make sure that you're fueling. Timing of nutrients is so important. Like so many factors come into play. So exercise is an addition to this daily movement. If you can get to your exercise and if you can get to the gym that day, great. And I don't think it's making an excuse. You know, I have a brand new baby. Like I maybe get to work out 3 days a week right now. And at first it drove me freaking crazy, right? Like I'm talking about like hardcore, like beat the shit out of myself, lay on my garage floor when I'm done, that kind of workout. Like that intensity, that's the level that I usually go. But I had to give myself permission to cut back a little bit because there's a brand new baby and who knows when he wants to eat and when he's going to wake up and when he's doing things. So I get what I can when I can at this point in time, and things are going pretty good. I mean, I'm not, you know, it's not hurting me at all. I'll be honest with you. So what I do, it's non-negotiable in my brain. I literally put in 20,000 steps every single day. No joke. Like I think I'm sitting at right now 22,789 steps is what I'm at right now. That's literally a daily basis for me. Every single morning when I wake up, I'm up at 4 a.m. no matter what. My dogs get out for their first walk at 5. We go for 1 mile, if not more. Boom, that's a mile in my day right there. That takes me about 17 to 20 minutes of exercise. Now, you might think that walking is like, oh, what can walking do for me? Walking will change your life. You have no idea how beneficial walking is. And if you start to walk and you work on your posture, you work on your core engagement, you work on when you go up a hill, you're stepping the right way. Now, you see some of you, when you first do this, walking might be hard. I'm going to challenge you to do that. Some of you might be going at different levels. Some of you, you know, we have people in this group that started with us that literally couldn't walk for more than 3 minutes. Now they're celebrating the fact that they're walking for an hour. An hour. Do you know speed walking is a real thing? It actually burns ridiculous amounts of calories. It literally helps your core engagement. It helps your ligaments. If you're somebody who's looking to get into maybe say running or something that's going to be like that, you're talking about time on feet, right? One of the first tips that people say to me, they're like, hey, I want to become an ultra runner. I go, great. How long do you spend on your feet every day? And they're like, I don't know, like I have a sit down job. I go, yep, you're screwed. And they're like, huh? I go, dude, you can run all you want. You can train all you want. But if your feet go in an ultra marathon, game over, lights out, DNF, did not finish. Your feet are your weapons. Your feet are what keep you grounded to the earth. Every day when you wake up, you plant your feet out of your bed. And take a breath, a big, deep breath. Bring it in and let it out. And you ground yourself. You are now grounded to the earth, right? And every day when you get out and you experience, I would highly recommend that you try to take your walks where there's trees, where you can see water. I would recommend, and you're like, well, Jesse, I live in the city. Listen, I would highly recommend, if you can, to do this. One of the most satisfying things is getting out in nature. is literally being at one with nature. You see, so many of us, we're like, oh, we live these daily lives. We get so caught up in these fancy gancy gizmos and gadgets and all the newest high tech and the TVs and the Bluetooth and the streaming and the 5G and the I don't know, before you know it, they'll be zapping our freaking brains of brainwaves and controlling what we do. Like, there is nothing more healing to the human body than grounding yourself in nature. Literally, I don't know how many videos have I done about my plants and how they grow and how they take time and how you have to nurture them and water them and give them light and make sure that they're okay. It takes time, and it's the same thing. So absolutely, hands down, requirement, it's in the protocol. You must move in some way, shape, or form for at least a minimum of 10 minutes a day, right? 10 minutes a day. It is nothing. And if you go to make an excuse of why you can't do that, or life gets busy, or whatever the case may be, I find time to do this every single day. I did it before the baby was here. I do it now when the baby is here. I do it when I'm traveling. I do it when I run 2 businesses. I literally left my house at 8:30 this morning. I just walked in now. Once I'm done with you, I'm taking the dogs back out. It is my way to start my day. It is the way to finish my day. I will get at least 2 miles of walking every single day with my dogs. It's the most amazing thing in the world. My brother Sean, he's really coming into finding his primal. You might think he's nuts. I think he's a genius. The other day I seen him laying in a river and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could be there with you. Have you ever laid in a river? Have you ever just sat in nature? One of the most satisfying things, one of my favorite things about running ultra marathons in the middle of nowhere in the mountains is the running waterfalls and massive rivers. I could literally go in a daze, fall asleep and die and be the happiest guy in the entire world. It is the most satisfying sound ever. Listen to the birds. Crystal made fun of me. I created a bird sanctuary in my backyard. No joke. I have 8 different bird feeders out there. I have all the different seeds. I got the peanut, the black flower seed, the sunflower seeds. I got the suet. I got the the fat for the hummingbird things. And for me, when I just need to take a break, I just walk outside my garage and I look over in my backyard on my hill on all my bird feeders, and I hear the songbirds, the chickadees, I see the woodpeckers, I see the doves, I see the cardinals, I see it just brings peace. And one of the things that I'm demanding this from you because I know in my soul, you're going to find peace with it. And if you struggle at first, I want you to remember, like anything else that you start in life, you're going to struggle. It's okay to struggle. You can't run away from the hard times anymore. You got to step up to the plate. You got to embrace the struggle. You got to go through the muck and the shit to get to the other side. And I want you to use that as a challenge. And if you're a person that's already got to that point and you're at the gym every day, great, let that be your time. If you're a person that's a runner and you're outside every day, great, let that be your time. But at the bare minimum, 10 minutes a day, no questions asked, get off your ass and get outside. Exclamation mark, end of story. We're moving on. Okay, good. Next thing that I want to talk to you guys about. What do I do after my 11 days? This is a hot topic. What do I do after my 11 days, Jesse? First of all, why are we asking that question? Why are we still in that position? Let me tell you why. We are in that position because of society. We are in that position because of big food, big pharma, and as I said in my post, greedy mother fluckers. Greedy mother fluckers. 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 Okay, Sean? Greedy mother fluckers. That's why we're in this position. So our mindset is screwed because we're in this diet mentality. Now, I'm not very good in school. I didn't go to school again until long after high school when I got a little older. But I think I got this. Diet, D-I-E-T, D-I-E, die. Every diet in this world sucks. Every single diet sucks. They don't work. And here's what's happening, right? We are so programmed by millions and actually billions of dollars of marketing. We are programmed by big food, big pharma, commercials everywhere we go. Think about it. In America, we are such an amazing place that we are the only country in the world that's allowed to market shit food to children. Literally, that's the truth. We market shit food to children. We have the audacity to put cartoon characters on a box of shit and call it breakfast. And we wonder why children can't focus in school. We wonder why ADHD is on the rise. We wonder why all of these allergies came out of nowhere. We are programmed to be sick. And I'm fed up with that shit. I'm tired of that shit, because if you know me, you know that I believe in my heart that we deserve to feel amazing. We are not doing this ERShred protocol. We are not here as a community because we're here for some superficial thing about losing 10 pounds. One of the most beautiful things, somebody responded to my post today and I said, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, I have energy and I'm sleeping better and I forgot all the things, but it was like 4 different things. And she said, as a bonus, I've lost 10 pounds. I literally cried. I literally cried because to me, you just hit the mother lode. You have shifted your mindset. Christina Funk, I think it was you. You have shifted your mindset to becoming empowered. You see, my friend, you are now in control. So what do we do after 11 days? Guys, first of all, take a freaking breath. What do you do after 11 days? The same freaking thing you just did. The same thing you just did. You just eliminate the cleanse days. You just eliminate the cleanse days. It's that simple, okay? And I don't know how easier to make it for you. That's it. There's no magic. There's no special nothing. You see, consistency is the mother of all. Consistency trumps anything else when it comes to your health. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get the results that you want. If my plant died and I had to bring it back to life and I had to change the soil first because the soil was polluted, and then I realized that I was overwatering it. So now I'm not overwatering it and I'm giving it what it needs and it's getting the sunlight. I can't expect this guy to just come back tomorrow. I have to give it time. I have to give it cycles. I have to let it go through a winter cycle and then a summer growing cycle. I have to let it do what nature intended it to do. Right now, I just spent time in my yard picking up all the leaves. All the trees magically knew that this time of year, it was time to shred everything that they grew. They realized that this is the time for them to become stronger, to become better. And it takes time to get there. It's the same thing with you as a human being. You're one of the most fascinating creatures that's ever been created. And it's going to take time for you to get to where you want to get to. I don't know how many years you've been doing this. I don't know if this has been 5, 10, 15, 20 years to get to this point. But you're never done. There is no done. At the end of 11 days, it's not the end. It's not the end. The 11-day protocol is your freaking paddles because you're having a heart attack and it wakes you back up. The 11 days is the tracks for you to run on because for some reason you're in a freaking hamster wheel going around and around and around and around and around. And you're stuck in bullshit society and this superficial nonsense of you should look a certain way or you should be a certain way or you should eat a certain thing or your lips should be this plump or you should have this color. God, I'm so done with all of it. It brings no joy. It brings no satisfaction. It brings no happiness whatsoever. So after 11 days, depending upon where you're at, depends upon what you do. People say, can I just do the 11-day program again? Go for it. What harm are we doing? You're eliminating all the poison from your body. You're taking out all the processed bullshit, all the fake ass food that's out there, all the high processed chemicals, the oils, the stuff that clogs your shit up. Red meat and fat, good quality fat, isn't what's clogging your arteries. The freaking sugar, the diabetes, the processed nonsense that you're putting in is what's causing all the health problems. Don't let them fool you anymore because they want you to buy into their new product. They want you to buy into their new gel. They want you to buy into their new pill. They want you to buy into the new fat burner. They want you to buy into the pants that are going to suck in your belly, your muffin top because you don't want it anymore. Don't buy into all of that. The 11 days, thank you, Sean. By the way, just real quick, we do not claim to treat, cure, prevent disease. I'm not telling you that I can cure you or help you. I'm just telling you that you're freaking amazing. And I'm telling you the truth that you're a human being. And if you understood the inner workings of your body, any human body can heal itself. You can heal yourself. But in order to give yourself a fighting chance, you have to fuel yourself. Your body needs vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So after the 11 days, you keep giving yourself the food that makes you feel the best. Why would you go back and do something that got you here in the first place? Why would you be like, oh my God, I'm done with 11 days. I'm going to go pound some potatoes. I'm going to go eat some pizza. I'm going to go put all that crap back in my body that I put in before, that got me to where I want to, that made me miserable, that made me sick, that made me not feel good, that made me angry, that made me a big dick, that made me not such a nice woman, that made me all these other things. Why would you do that? Why in the world would you do that? I don't know. Answer that question for yourself in there. But the human body is the most fascinating thing. And given a fighting chance, it will heal itself. And that fighting chance is rocket fuel. That fighting chance is quality nutrition. And we're going to teach you what foods serve your body best. Understand what I just said there. We're going to teach you what foods serve your body best. Now, if you want to know more about the 11 days, go into our group guides, search 11 days, and I've gone deeper than that, but I'm moving on. Okay, next thing. Can I add carbs, supplements, etc.? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. How do you do that without gaining weight? Trial and error. Trial and error. Like, there is no magic cure. Do you understand? Like, I cannot give you the magical answers, but I can encourage you. I can support you. I can kick you in the ass when you need a kick in the ass. I can be your coach. I can teach you all the mistakes that I've made in the hopes that you will take them and they will help you, but I can't promise you anything. What I can do is guide you. What I can do is teach you that once you get to baseline, you can now introduce things back in slowly, one by one. It's called an elimination diet and a reintroduction. It's very, very simple. All you're going to do is take foods one by one and gradually add them back in. You will know very, very quickly, if that food doesn't serve you. My good friend Susan, obviously you guys know her. She's the head of our ERShred Board of Health. She's a holistic nurse. She's a certified herbalist. She said, you can find your own answers. Discover your own food blueprint. Bingo. Like, that's what it's all about, right? So yes, for those of you that use our fulfillment company, Isagenix, yes, you can add Ionics back in. Yes, you can add some collagen elixir. Yes, you can add some BCAAs. But I would highly recommend that you do not do it just because you think they're healthy. Do not do it because somebody else told you that it was healthy. Do not do it for any other reason because you've tried it and it serves you and your goals. That is the only reason that that it should be in your life. So for me, food is not celebration. Food is not entertainment. Food is nothing but my fuel. Like, I don't need to have a celebration around food. When it's my birthday, it's not about that. I'm looking to go to hike a mountain. I'm looking to take a trip. I'm not looking for somebody to bring me cake. In fact, I won't even eat it. I just won't. It's not for me. Okay. So find what's going to be for you. But yes, you can add these things back in. This has never been about Sean and Jesse and Susan and Crystal telling you what to eat. That's not what we're here for. Me and Susan are running from that shit. Like, we don't want to do that anymore. We've done that. She did it for 40 plus years. I've done it for over 20 years. Like, we don't want to do that anymore. You know why? Because we know it doesn't work. We know it doesn't work. What we do know works is empowering you, is teaching you to fish. Because if we can teach you to fish, my friends, you can eat for a lifetime. If we give you that fish, you only eat for that moment in time. What's more powerful? What's more powerful? And I know some of you get pissed off that I won't give you a direct answer. I can feel the tension, and like, you're like, oh, I can't believe you didn't do that. And I hope that 5 days after, you'll come back and go, I'm so glad that you did that, because now I'm in control. I'm the boss of me. And that is the most powerful thing. What's the major difference between the ERShred and traditional dieting? Everything. You see, traditional dieting takes a very sad food system, standard American diet, which is already stripped of essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we as human beings, no matter who you are, what age you are, what race you are, what ethnicity you are, it does not matter. You are a trillion little circles, cells. Those cells, each one of those cells provides a function inside your body. Your systems are designed to do what they're supposed to do. Well, what happens if cell A doesn't get the nutrients it needs to do its job, and then cell A, once it does its job, it then turns over to cell B and says, okay, you're up. What happens if that connection never takes place? Well, the traditional diet says, okay, in order to lose weight, let's say, we have to be at a calorie deficit. Okay, makes sense, right? Makes sense. Why are we focusing on calorie deficits? Why don't we focus instead on the quality of the nutrition that's going in the first place? So if I'm looking and I'm going to follow the standard traditional diet, and my diet calls for 2,000 calories, are you telling me that if I need to be at a 500 calorie deficit to lose weight, and my total daily energy expenditure, meaning how much energy do I need on a daily basis to maintain what's called homeostasis, the state of being, breathing, talking, moving, so on and so forth, okay? If I need to maintain that, and it's calling for 2,000 calories, which calories are energy, understand, it's energy, that's all it is, okay? If I need to decrease by 400 to 500, you're telling me that if I eat 1,400 or 1,500 calories in McDonald's cheeseburgers and Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets and Subway tuna, do we dare call it tuna? Subway tuna and all these other places, you're telling me that equation is going to get me to where I need to get to? Now, you see, here's the scary part. In the beginning stages, because the body is so smart and because it's going to take a second to adjust, you're going to see minimal results. How many people, raise your hand, have been on some whack-ass diet, no matter what it was, right? Atkins, low carb this, keto, I mean, you name it, whatever's out there, right? How many people have been on those diets and you had results in the first 2 weeks, only to then stall and come back and re-put that weight on? And in most cases, statistically speaking, in science, you add extra weight than where you started in the first place. Go ahead, be honest. Tell me, how many people? I know there's a lot. I've read the research, right? So this happens all the time. The average person loses, when you lose weight on a SAD diet, a standard American diet, you are taking a nutritionally deprived food system that you're consuming, and you're stripping even more away from that food system. you're not hitting yourself at a cellular level. You're not fueling for performance. What you're doing is, unfortunately, you've been tricked into the marketing ploy. This is why the diet industry is billions of dollars, because they pry on people to do this. So what you're doing, you're not losing actual visceral body fat. What you're doing is losing water, and you're losing one of the most valuable things that you could ever possess: lean muscle. Lean muscle. And that's exactly why you're going to rebound. Because when you strip lean muscle in a diet, you're not balancing anything out. In fact, you're causing more harm. You're causing your hormone levels to go even more out of whack. You're causing insulin to not be controlled. All the things that you desperately are looking for to actually get back control of your health, you're not doing in a regular diet. What about the ERShred? It's the complete opposite. We go, wait a minute, Jesse, you're telling me to strip away the carbs, and you're telling me to strip away the sugar, and you're telling me to only eat these macronutrient dense shakes and red meat, good quality, high quality grass-fed steak, and you're telling me to eat grass-fed butter, and you're telling me to eat all this salt, like you're telling me to eat all these things that the average diet is telling me is going to kill me. And there's a big difference. And oh my God, what's happened? Well, www.ershredders.com. I highly encourage you to go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Thousands of people have drastically changed their life. Why? Because we're not stripping away, we're adding in. It's a big difference. I'm not telling you, when I tell you to strip away the food, what am I telling you to strip away? I'm telling you to strip away sugar that is literally poison. Like, I'm talking like legit poison. Sugar is poison when used improperly. And we as Americans use this shit like it's going out of style. Like, it's disgusting how much sugar we eat. It's in everything. It's in our spaghetti sauce. It's in our bread. It's in our marketing. We're being tricked by this 100% whole grain bullshit. And when you look on the back of the ingredient label, it says what? Whole wheat flour. Surprise, wheat bread as a flour ranks higher on the glycemic index than straight table sugar. Oh, nobody told me that when I bought the 100% whole grain stuff on my diet. Do you understand? The ERShred is not about teaching you a diet. I don't want you to count your asparagus. I don't want you to pack your lunches in plastic containers and eat cold ass food. I don't want you to feel like you're starving. I don't want you to feel deprived. In fact, I want you to eat like a freaking glorious king or queen. I want you to eat until you're satisfied. I want you to stuff yourself so full of high quality grass-fed beef and butter and salt that you can't literally take another bite every single day. And while you're at it, do me a favor and add some bacon. Oh, and while you're at it, do me a favor and maybe fry up a couple pasture eggs. And I want you to eat all of it. And I don't want you to put it in MyFitnessPal. I don't want you to count it. I don't want you to worry about calories. I don't want you to worry about freaking macronutrients. I don't want you to worry about any of that shit. All I want you to do is focus on removing the poison and filling that void with rocket fuel, filling that void with food that serves your cells on that level. That's all I'm asking you to do. And watch what happens. That, my friends, is the major differences between the ERShred and regular traditional dieting. So with that being said, I know I'm a little bit over. Shoot, if you have any questions, I'm watching. I'm going to go back through because there is a bazillion comments. But what did Susan say here? Over my career as a nurse, where did that just go? Over my career as a nurse, as years went by, more and more admits were diabetics. No way. Are you telling me that all the admins in a hospital in a medical setting had diabetes? No way. Melanie, McDonald's salads have 36 kinds of sugar. You see, I'm not demonizing food. Like, you guys have to understand, like, people think that I'm like crazy. Like, I eat a cookie when I want to eat a cookie. I'll have a little ice cream. But there's different versions. There's better versions. There's healthier versions. Not that they're like the end all be all, because they're not. They're still not the best. But do you understand that there's healthier versions to still allow you to just live life? And we share that in the ERShred community. Like, those of you that know, if you're like questioning, like, oh my God, like, you just need to come into our community and spend a little bit of time, and you will realize that this is the complete opposite of everything else that you've ever learned. Like, everything else that you ever learned. It's absolutely crazy. So what did my friend Susan say? They just lowered testing age for diabetes screening to 35. That is so sad. That is so sad. Lenny, absolutely epic education and inspection. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Can I serve you in any way? Can I give you more of my time? Even though I really want to go hold my baby. Can I give you my time? Do you have any questions at all that I can help some of you answer? Do not be shy, please. Because if you have a question, I guarantee you handfuls of other people have questions as well. Handfuls of other people. So I'm just going to give this a couple minutes. If I don't see any questions, we're just going to call this a night, and we're going to call it a day. But that's what it is. So what did we go over? We went over Gratitude Tuesday on behalf of our Spirit of ERShred. Please address the insulin sensitivity during the cleanse fast. What would you like me to address about that, Mel? So we went over, Gratitude Tuesday. I want my ERShredders. I want to see some of the biggest acts of gratitude that I've ever seen. Like, I want to fill the world with more love. Is that so hard to ask for? I want to fill the world with more gratitude. Like, I need more people to like actually smile back at me and say hi when I walk past them, and smile and say hi. Like, that's all I need. Is that too much to ask? Like, is that too hard? Am I asking for too much? I don't know. Maybe in this world I am, but I believe that we can change the world. So we went over Gratitude Tuesday. We went over the fact that it is mandatory, hands down mandatory in the ERShred protocol, to move your ass for 10 minutes a day. No excuses, no questions. There is no right and wrong. Just move. I don't care if you're walking freaking laps in your house, if you're getting up off the couch. Heather said to me, well, we have blizzards sometimes. Go out and play in the blizzard. Go freaking shovel some snow. Like, do something to just engage. I'm telling you that cold air is very refreshing. Then we went over what to do after 11 days. We went over, can I add stuff in? We went over what's the difference between the ERShred and traditional standard diet. What else is there? Melanie. Okay. To let people know the magic of staying in fasting mode for 60 hours. I didn't know that we were having people struggling to do that, but let me explain to you. One of the most beautiful things, besides the hormone shifting, the hormone rebalancing, the natural release of HGH, which is human growth hormone, the autophagy, which is the healthy cells, actually eating your dead cells. So if that wasn't good enough, and a good enough reason that you want to join us in a 48-hour cellular intermittent fast, one of the most beautiful things that all of this like timed intermittent fasting and fasting window shit that's out there today, like, if you only fast for like 10 hours, like, you're missing so much. You're missing the HGH, you're missing the autophagy, you're missing the most beautiful thing that you could ever do is, and what Melanie's talking about, is when you get to the 60-hour mark of fasting, which means that you're just basically restricting calories. That doesn't mean that you're not eating. That's a big mistake that people make. What you're not understanding is you're not consuming food, but you're eating your own fat. You're eating your own sludge inside your body. That's a beautiful thing. So when you get to the 60-hour mark, you are the most insulin sensitive that some of you have probably ever been in your entire life. And let me tell you something. If you want to get control of your health, you get control of your insulin sensitivity fast, real fast, and you watch how that goes. Insulin, you're absolutely right, Mel. It's the gatekeeper to everything else. So any suggestions? Patty said, any suggestions for stress affecting weight loss? Yes, move your body for 10 minutes. Get out in Mother Nature. practice meditation. Even if it's just 1 minute of meditation a day has literally been scientifically proven to change the frontal lobe. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to have Lenny on here with me real soon. He is the master at that. He is the guru. He is the spiritual teacher. Lenny is going to add another layer of flavor onto the ERShred that I don't even know if some of you are ready for. But man, do we got some big plans for you. I told you, Sean told you, we're not going anywhere. The ERShred is only getting better. I would also recommend, Patty, that if you don't journal, I would highly recommend that you start journaling. And again, I know that I just threw out so many different things. Pick one thing and just try it and see if it helps. But the only way that you can, stress does cause a lot of bad stuff inside the body. It releases cortisol. It causes all sorts of bad juju. The world is stressful today. I get it. I am under a lot of stress every single day. I might not look like I am, but trust me, I am under just as much stress as everybody else. You see, we all just have our own level of stress. Mine is no different than yours. Mine is not greater than yours. Your level of stress is your life, and my level of stress is my life. So I have found ways to ground myself every single day when I wake up. And I'm not kidding you. I stole this from one of my other mentors, Chris Harder, who runs a podcast called For the Love of Money. Every single day when he wakes up, he taught me the most beautiful thing. And before he even throws his covers off of him, he lays there and says 5 things that he's grateful for. And it is virtually impossible to be stressed out or negative when you're showing gratitude. And, some people, when we say, oh, it's so hard for me to say, you think gratitude has to be like these big elaborate things. How about the fact that I'm grateful that I have a warm blanket on me right now. I'm grateful that my dog is taking up my leg space. I'm grateful that my newborn son is laying right next to me. I'm grateful that I actually woke up today. I'm grateful that, holy shit, my body's actually working still. I'm grateful that I have no pain. There's so many things to be grateful for that I think we just kind of overlook. That right there can decrease that level of stress. And then other things that are happening in your life, I would take a hard look at the people that surround your inner circle the most. For so many years, I had the wrong people. For so many years, I had friends that I don't know what I was thinking. For so many years, I chose to do the wrong thing. So when you up level the circle of influence that you surround yourself with, and you protect that energy, and sadly, this is really hard because some of the most negative people might be family. Some of the most negative people might be friends. And I get it. It's really, really hard. And you got to really learn to limit the time of energy vampires sucking the energy out of you. So that's that. I hope that helps. I'm ready. Lenny, thank you. I walked my pup. Okay, cool. All right, guys, listen, I hope that brought you massive value. I hope that you're just as excited as I am. For those of you guys that are shredding right now, do not stop. Do not give up. Keep chugging. Every day is not supposed to be perfect. Every day is not supposed to be peachy, hunky-dory. It's okay to have shitty days. It's okay to have stressful days. The bigger thing is just stay consistent. Do what you can every single day. And at the end of it, you're going to come out a winner. So I hope you all have an amazing night. Don't forget, tomorrow, 8 p.m., shred your testimonial. It's an amazing call every single week. And then on Thursday, our other ERShred ambassador, Mr. Bob Sivright, he's going to host our share the shred. Because once we come alive, it is our duty. It is our obligation to then pass that energy on to other people, because Lord knows this world needs happier people. And I believe that everything changes. Everything in life changes when we have our health, because it's the foundation of everything else that we go on. So I love every single one of you. I appreciate your time tonight. I apologize for going over, but we'll catch you on the flip side. Good night. Bye-bye.